A lot of people do ask us about mix, and you should be able to source ice cream mix from your local food provider. Now there are 3 different types. There's frozen, which has a longer shelf line, has to be kept frozen of course. There is liquid, which doesn't have quite the shelf length, but is easy to use, easy to introduce. And then you have powder, which of course also has a long shelf life. Each of them have their really advantages and disadvantages. Things to know though is frozen, you want to introduce that to your refrigerator 3 days before you introduce it to your machine. That's very important. Of course, the powder you want to mix overnight, or mix before you're ready to introduce it to your machine, and allow it to sit overnight so all those particles are completely dissolved. And then liquid can just be straight up introduced to your machine when you are ready. So I got my powder form here, and I'm just going to introduce it to my bucket of water. It's always important to follow the directions from the mix provider. This one wants 2 gallons of cool water for every bag of mix. So we're just going to get all that in there. Cool. Once you get all your mix introduced, we can begin stirring. Now you want to make sure you stir very well, completely. Make sure there's no clumps. Kind of get all that out of there. Again, a lot of that will be rectified by letting it sit overnight, but you don't want it to really clump in the bottom and have all the water up top. That does nobody any good. We're just going to make sure we get a good stir. Okay. And now we're ready for the store overnight. We'll introduce it tomorrow. Now, after we sanitize, you may notice some sanitizer still up top, and that is quite normal. And what you want to do with that is you want to introduce some of your mix to there. The mix is actually more dense than the sanitizer, so we'll allow it to flush the sanitizer out. Of course, you want to remove your carburetor too. And we're just going to start from the front and allow it to force it on through. And what you should see is as I draw, the water will turn more cloudy, like because of the mix, and then you should eventually get it to the same consistency as what you put in. And just like that, right there. And we will dump this excess and get ready to introduce all of our mix. Now we will introduce all of our mix. We're just gently gonna pour it into the pan. Again, you should hear bubbling, airtight seal. We know it's not gonna leak because we did the sanitizing process earlier. Just pour all your mix that you have in there. At this point, you will want to lubricate your carb tube. Just one pencil eraser size dowel, and make sure you get it all around the seal. It's really just to extend the life of your O-ring. And we'll place it inside the inlet. Once that's done, we can reintroduce our lid. Okay. Once our lid is introduced, we can then go to the freeze option. And I'll discuss a little bit about standby here in a minute. I'll press and hold. A light should illuminate. And then we will hear the refrigeration engage. And then we'll just wait about 8 to 10 minutes and we should have ice cream.